In this lecture, we're gonna look at a mechanical made cam. So here we have this assembly. We have this part that can rotate like this, and here we have this part that can rotate like this, and here we have this wheel that could also rotate. So what we want to do now, we want to put this wheel here to this face, and when we're gonna rotate this part, we want to accomplish that this wheel will follow this face here. To do that, we have to use mechanical made cam. So let's go here to assembly tab. Let's go to made. Let's go to mechanical mates, and here we have a cam. Let's choose this. Here under cam pad, we have to choose the cam pad, so we're going to choose this face. And here we have cam follower, and we're going to choose this face of this wheel, like this. Here we can change alignment, like this, but this is not what we want. But if you need in some situations, you can use it. Let's go here to the aligned, like this, and let's click OK. And now if we rotate this part, we can see that this wheel follows this face, like this. Or we can go to other direction, and we got this result. Now this result we could also achieve by using standard made tangent. So let's go here to the mates. Let's go to the cam made tangent. Right click and let's suppress this. Like this. Now we can go to assembly tab. Let's go to mate. Let's choose a tangent. Like this. And now let's choose this face and this face here. Let's click OK. Let's click OK. Let's try to rotate this part. And we see that we got the same result. And now you might be asking why we have two different mates that generate the same results. Well, if you want to create a motion study, if you want to include forces, then you have to use mechanical made cam. Then you can't use tangent. And now if you want to just show here this animation like this, then you can use tangent. But in a motion study with forces, you have to use cam. In this lecture, we're going to show the mechanical made slot. So here we have this assembly, and here we have a slot. Now we want to put this pin here, this yellow pin, inside this slot. So when we're going to rotate this yellow cylinder, we want that this red rod will go up and down, like this. So for that, we're going to use mechanical made slot. Now let's go to assembly. Let's choose mate. Let's go to mechanical mates. And let's choose a slot here. So first we have to choose entities that we want to make. So we're going to choose this cylinder here, and we're going to choose this face here. Now let's click OK. And now let's try to rotate this yellow cylinder. And now we can see that the rod is going up and down. We can go to other direction, like this. Or you can just move a rod. And now we're going to see the rotation of the cylinder. Now let's go to the mates again. Let's go to the slot, and let's edit feature. Here we have a mate alignment. We can change this, but that doesn't make a difference in our situation. But here we have a constraint, and now we have a free. We can change this. We can go, for example, center in slot. Let's choose this one. Let's click OK. And now we see that our pin here, cylinder, is right in the center of the slot. If you try to move this, it's not possible. So we can use this as a start position in motion study. Let's go here. Let's go edit feature again. Now let's go here with distance along slot. Let's go, for example, 60 millimeters. Now we have 60 millimeters from this face to this cylinder. Let's click OK. And this can be the starting position in the motion study. It's fixed, we can't move now. As well, we have the third option. Let's go here, and this is percent along slot, which is the same as distance, but instead of using millimeters, we're using percentage. So let's go with 70%, like this. And let's click OK. And now we got this position, like this. So this is how you can use a slot in the assembly creation. In this lecture, we're going to show mechanical made hinge. So here we have those two parts. Now we want to combine those two parts in the assembly. So we're going to make concentric relation between this cylinder and this cylinder here. Then we want to make coincident relation between this face and this face here. And then we want to define angle range from minus 90 degrees to plus 90 degrees. So that this part will rotate from minus 90 degrees to plus 90 degrees around this axis here. To accomplish that, you can use standard mates. So you can use concentric, you can use coincident, and you can use angle range. So you can use 3 standard mates. Or, instead of that, you can use one mechanical mate hinge. So let's go here to the assembly tab. Let's go to the mate, mechanical mates, and let's choose here hinge, like this. So first, we want to define concentric selections here. So we're going to choose this one or this one, and this one here. Now we have concentric relation, and here we have to define coincident selections. So we can choose this face, or this face here, and this face here, like this. And let's click OK. And now we see that this part here can rotate like this. But now we want to define an angle limit. So we want that this part here will rotate from minus 90 degrees to plus 90 degrees. To achieve that, we don't have to use standard mate angle. You can go here to mates, you can go to hinge, right click, edit feature, and here we have specify angle limits. So we can check this. Now we have to select between which faces we want to define an angle range. So we're going to choose this face here and this face here. And here we can define an angle, or we can define a minimum angle and a maximum angle. So let's go here. Let's go here with minus 90 degrees. And here let's put plus 90 degrees, like this. And now we can click OK. Like this. Now let's try to rotate this. Now here we have a limit, and we can rotate this till here, because here we have a limit as well. Mechanical mate hinge is very useful, because instead of using 3 standard mates, we can use only one mechanical mate. In this lecture, we're going to show mechanical mate gear. So here we have 2 gears, 1 and 2, and those are 2 identical gears. So if we go here to the first one, right click, edit tool components. Here we can see that we have a 50 teeth. As well, if we go to this one, the second one, edit toolbox components, here we also have 50 teeth. So what do we want to achieve now? When we're going to rotate this part, we want to make sure that this part will also rotate. So how we can accomplish that? So first that we want to do, we want to define the position here, one to another. Like this. This will be okay. And now we have to go to assembly tab. Let's go to mate. Let's choose mechanical mates. Let's go to gear. And here we have to define entities to mate. So we're going to choose this face here and this face here. Like this. And here we have down, we have a ratio 104 and 104, and this is automatically calculated. So we're going to just click OK. Now let's go here, normal 2, and now let's try to rotate this one. Now we can see that this works. You can go to other side like this. Now let's go to another example. So here we have 2 different parts. We have the bigger gear and the smaller gear. If we go here to the gear 1, let's go edit toolbox components. So this one have 50 teeth. Let's see the second one. Right click, let's go edit toolbox components. And the second has 25 teeth. Let's click OK. Now let's try to move this one, the bigger one. Let's try to rotate. And this doesn't work. So first let's define the position relative one to another. So let's go here and let's try to move this one like this. This will be okay. Now let's go to the assembly tab. Let's go to mate. And let's choose mechanical mates. Let's go to gear as well. Let's go here. Let's choose this face here and this face here. Like this. So automatically we have calculated the ratio 104 and 54. Now let's click OK. Let's go normal too. Now let's try to rotate this gear here. And we can see that this doesn't work. You can see here we have overlapping, and this is not what we want. Let's try to position this again. First, let's go to mates, right click, and let's suppress this. So let's define the position like this. Now let's go to gear again. Let's unsuppress. Let's go to edit feature. So we know that the first one has 50 teeth and the second one 25. So here we're going to put a ratio 2 to 1 like this, and let's click OK. And now let's try to rotate again. And now as we see, this works. We don't have overlapping here. So this is how you can use mechanical mate gear. In this lecture, we're going to look at a mechanical mate rack pinion. So here we have two gears, the small one with 25 teeth and the big one with 50 teeth. And here we have this rack. And now what we want to accomplish? We want to rotate this small one, and we want that this rack will go left and right. To achieve that, we have to use mechanical mate rack pinion. So first, let's position this rack here. Let's drag this and let's go something like this. This will be our position. And now let's go here to assembly tab. Let's go to mate. Let's go to mechanical mates. Let's choose here rack pinion like this. So here we have to choose a rack. So we're going to choose this edge here on the rack. And now we have to choose pinion or gear. And we're going to choose this edge here like this. So here we have two options. We have pinion pitch diameter, which is 95 here. And here we have rack travel revolution. So how much will rack travel for one revolution of the gear? And here we have calculated 298.45. Now let's click OK. Now let's try to move this rack and to see how this is going to work. Now see, if you move this, this doesn't work as we expected. Even if it doesn't go to the right side, as you can see. It should go to the different side. So let's go here again, like this. Let's go to mates. Let's go to edit feature. And here we have one option, and this is reverse. So let's go reverse, like this, and let's click OK. Like this. Now let's move this rack, like this. Now the orientation is good. But as we can see here, we have overlapping, and this is not what we want. So now let's go here to the rack pinion. Let's suppress this. Let's suppress this and let's move this here like this. Now let's go to rack pinion mate, right click. Let's go edit feature. So here we have pinion pitch diameter 95. If we go here, right click and delete this, if we choose this diameter, then we have pinion pitch diameter 104. And we're going to try to find some middle diameter, and this is 100. So let's go here with 100 millimeters, which is something in between. Now let's go to rack travel, and we have 314.16. So we multiply the diameter with the 3.14, the pi. So for the one revolution of the gear, the rack will travel 314.16 millimeters. Now let's click OK. Let's go here and let's unsuppress this. Like this. Now let's try to move this. And now we can see that this works. We don't have overlapping here. If we try to move this one, the smallest one, let's rotate this one. Now we can see that this works. So this is how you can use mechanical made rack pinion. In this lecture, we're gonna show how to use mechanical made screw. So here we have a miniature vise. This vise consists of the part 1, part 2, and this rod here. So here on this rod, we have a thread. Let's hide this rod. Let's go here and let's hide this component. And here we have a hole, and inside of that hole also we have a thread. Let's show it back again. So what is the goal here? So we want to rotate this rod, and while we will rotate this rod, we want that this part will move to one side and to another side. To achieve that, we have to use mechanical made screw. So let's go here to the assembly. Let's go to mate. Let's go to mechanical mates and let's choose screw here. So now we have to choose entities to mate. So we're going to choose the edge on this hole. Let's try to find this edge. This is the first entity, and the second entity we're going to choose this space here of this rod. And then down here we have two options. We can go revolutions per millimeter, or we can go distance per revolution. So we're going to go with distance per revolution. So what that means, for one revolution of this rod, how many millimeters will this part make? So we're going to choose here 2 millimeters. And now let's click OK. Now let's try to rotate this part again, this rod. And now we can see that this part is moving to one side. If we rotate to another direction, then it's moving to the other side. Like this. Now let's go to the screw again. Let's go right click, edit feature. We can also put here, for example, 5 millimeters. Let's click OK. And now if we rotate this part, now we see that this part is moving faster. Like this. And this is how you can use mechanical made screw. In this lecture, we're going to look at a mechanical made universal joint. So here we have two parts, this one and this one. So those two parts can rotate. So what we want to achieve? We want to achieve, when we're going to rotate one part, that this rotation will transfer to another part, or vice versa. When we're going to rotate this part, that this rotation will transfer to another part. For that, we have to use mechanical made universal joint. So let's go to assembly tab, let's go to mate, let's go to mechanical mates, and here we have tool universal joint. So let's choose this one. Now let's go up there, and here we have to choose entities to mate. So simply we're going to choose this face here and this face here, like this. Now let's click OK. And now if we rotate this one, the second one rotates as well. Or if we rotate this one, the first one rotates as well. So this is really useful to use the universal joint, because in other cases, if we wouldn't able to use universal joint, then we would have to create a middle part here that would transfer rotation from one part to another part. But in this case, we can use universal joint.